Hey everyone, Vince here from AutoIndustriya, and finally we've gotten our hands on a test unit for the 2019 Mitsubishi Strada. The version they sent us is a top-of-the-line GT 4-wheel drive variant, and we're gonna take it out later to see how this thing performs, because some people think that the new Strada is all about the look, all about the face, the accessories, and the new wheels. But we think it goes far deeper than that, and that the upgrades they made to this model make it a lot better for our kinds of roads. And we're about to find out right here, right now on AutoIndustriya.com. As you can tell by now, inside, the changes with the 2019 Strada GT aren't that big, and that's okay, because it didn't really need to be changed all that much. This, after all, is still a truck. So if you look all around you, everything looks textured. Like the material here, the dashboard here, it all looks textured, but it's really all plastic. Now, when it comes to a workhorse, that doesn't really matter as much, because all you want, if you want a truck, is you want a surface that's easy to wipe clean when it gets dusty, when it gets muddy, or what have you. But with this model, what we found they've really improved on is the overall comfort inside, particularly for the rear passengers. If you notice, right behind here, there is a new rear air circulator. It's not really an AC. It has to get air from the front AC to be able to circulate to the back. Again, some may find that unusual, but for a vehicle that's, a cabin that's pretty much a 5-seater, it's not gonna matter that much when it comes to that. You don't really need a secondary AC or a secondary compressor for the Strada. That's perfectly fine for what it is. One of the big improvements that Mitsubishi made with the Strada is in terms of ride comfort. They achieved that by putting in some bigger bore shock absorbers in the back. Now, it was only recently that we started to see pickup trucks with coil spring rear suspension, multi-link, or even leaf springs that behave like coil springs in terms of comfort. But this Strada has always been a bit of a workhorse, meaning it's closer to where you would expect, let's say, a Hilux to be in terms of carrying capability, but at the cost of stiffness in the back. This Strada is a lot softer than before, and I can tell you right now that on a place like EDSA, which is easily one of the bumpiest streets in the metropolis, the new suspension works like a dream. It may look a bit bumpy from the camera, but let me tell you, it's a lot better than it ever was before. Mitsubishi didn't make any changes when it comes to the power plant. It's still the 4N15, meaning it's a 2.4 liter turbo diesel with MyVec. It makes 181 horsepower. It's plenty for a truck like this, and that's pretty much how we like it to be. What they did change was they tossed out the old 5-speed automatic and put in a new 6-speed. Mitsubishi didn't go for basically the 8-speed automatic, which we found in the Montero Sport. But I think the 6-speed auto will work well for a truck that's, again, meant to do a lot of work. You want that kind of robustness. You don't want to go for too many gears or too complex a piece of machinery under the chassis. You want something that's reliable and definitely something you can depend on every day. Being a top-of-the-line Mitsubishi Strada GT means it comes with pretty much all the features you can expect from the Mitsubishi parts list. You've got a nice 2-DIN audio unit here, Bluetooth, USB, and it even has navigation, but generally most of us use Waze anyway, especially in the metropolis. But where we found Mitsubishi really set the bar with the Strada GT is in terms of overall safety. For one, you've got 2 airbags in front, typical. You've got curtain airbags, unusual. You've got side airbags for the front passengers, pretty cool. And I even have a knee airbag right here. Those are things that, okay, we don't like to try them out, but they're nice to have, especially in a vehicle like this. But beyond the 7 airbags, which are basically it's the last line of defense, Mitsubishi actually put a lot of other features to prevent you from crashing. Anti-lock brakes, stability control. You've got bigger brakes in the front as well. It's one of the most major improvements with this vehicle. But they also added a blind spot warning system, which is pretty nice. It's pretty useful for a long vehicle on, well, tight urban roads or in traffic or on the highway. But one of the important things they added to this model is something called forward collision mitigation. So basically it primes the brakes in the event that it thinks you haven't reacted to a vehicle slowing down in front. We'd want to put it to the test in a more controlled environment, but it's also something we've tried out with a lot of other manufacturers and some other Mitsubishi models as well. Some of the other features you get in this Strada include, well, a power adjustable driver's seat. The front passenger is still a manual adjust, but that's okay. You've got these nice magnesium paddle shifters, which has been a Mitsubishi signature for a while now, and we appreciate they like to keep this very sporty setup. It's got nicer gauges with the multi-info display in the middle. You've got headlamp levelers. You've got an electrochromic auto-dimming rear view mirror. It's quite fully loaded for a pickup truck, and that's not even what they're really highlighting too much with this model. It's all about the improvements they've made underneath to make it drive better and ride better. But I do understand why Mitsubishi did that with the 2019 Strada. You know, they didn't change as much as I thought they would, but they put in a few upgrades here and there to make it a lot better. But in one aspect where it really is glaringly better is price. This one comes in at 1.67 million. Now, vis-a-vis a lot of the competitors in the class, that's pretty good value for a pickup like this. A lot of car companies like to grab headlines by producing trucks that are the most technologically advanced, the most feature-packed, or, well, the best looking. That's just how it is. It's marketing. But with the Strada, Mitsubishi went for engineering. They wanted to beef up their pickup model by making it drive better, making it ride better, especially with that rear suspension and the new 6-speed automatic gearbox. A lot of the changes they made, apart from the design, are very incremental, but they are very meaningful, especially for a market like ours, with roads like ours, and with terrain like ours. Now, the new Strada in this GT form comes priced at 1.67 million, which we think is pretty good value considering the class. It's not gonna wow you when it comes to performance, but it will please you when it comes to everyday driving and usability. This is Vince of AutoIndustriya. Thank you for watching, and if you like what we're doing, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter.